Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, if you recognize this cockpit, this is the Prowler Asperia. And the reason I pulled it out today, which I gotta confess, is probably the first time in about 3 years that I've pulled this ship out, because as is tradition at CIG, they make a ship and it's amazing for the first patch, and they slowly, nerf it until you get to the point where you don't actually touch it. So this thing's been sitting mothballed in my hangar gathering dust for a couple of years now. And I pulled it out because obviously we all saw the sneak peek of what looks to be an Asperia ship, which is strongly... Everyone kind of agrees it's the new variant on a Prowler. Well, it is a new Prowler variant because they showed the underside. We'll take a look in a second. And I pulled the ship out and I remembered why I love this ship so much. And it's one of the rare occasions where those of you who have been around for a while, if you're like me, you don't spend a lot of new money on this game. You just basically have store credit and you'll sell one thing and put the money towards something else rather than buy a new ship. But when it came to the Prowler, this was one of the occasions where I said, you know what, CIG deserves the money. And it wasn't cheap. I think this was, correct me if I'm wrong, someone go double check that, but I think it was $400 because not only was it a drop ship, but also a alien inspired ship, which makes it more expensive. So we're in the cockpit right now. I'm going to power up and I love the sound design. Take a second to soak it in. Beautiful. And the engine startup sound is something which still to this day, and I think it's improved. I haven't checked, as I said, I haven't pulled the ship out in about 3 years, but the engines sound pretty good here. Take a listen. Engines on. The little warble at the end, love it every time. So if you don't know what the Prowler is, it's sort of an alien-inspired dropship. And it's one of the few designs which is completely unique. Well, there's lots of unique designs, but I mean, it's totally alien-y looking, right? The Tavarian design. I was sold on it. The second I saw the concept, I go, yeah, like I'm buying this no matter what. And I did. And it is pricey. And I want to enjoy it, but it's plagued with a bit of bugs. If there's someone sitting in the co-pilot seat, you can't quantum. There's a couple of issues with it, which I suspect will be fixed now. But the idea behind the ship itself was stealthy, and as you can see, these what they call them, not grav plates, but these anti-gravity kind of pods at the bottom, reminiscent of the Nebuchadnezzar from the Matrix, are meant to allow the ship just to skim along the surface, making it even more stealthy to go under the radar. So all these things combined, I mean, this is just a no-brainer for me. I love the design, love everything about it. But the concept of dropships itself is still something which, you know, is debatable. Any of you that have been playing the game, let me know, have you actually used a dropship for what it's meant for? And I know I haven't, because if there's some place where you and a couple of friends want to go, there's 10, 15 friends, you don't all pile into one ship. That just makes you a piñata that is waiting to be shot at. It's much more beneficial, security-wise also, to have everyone just go in separate ships and arrive at destination, also leaving. If everyone piles into one ship and something happens, then you're all dead. So the concept of dropships I like, but I don't really see a real beneficial purpose for them in the game yet. I'm sure there will be one eventually, but otherwise, everything the ship has, I just absolutely love. So let's take a look outside. I left the engines running. Rule of thumb, always turn them off. Well, let's just take a look outside. So we're in the cockpit that's on the second level. Apparently there have been some changes to this room here where components have been moved into this section. Again, it's been so long, I don't remember what was in here before, if there was anything, but apparently they've moved components to this section of the ship. Down the ladder we go to what is the co-pilot seat here on my left. I typically just run straight to the co-pilot seat and fly it from there, but I guess the pilot's supposed to go upstairs. And as you can see, we have a whole bunch of jump seats all over the place here. One of the cool features was also the air shields, which is this thing here where you can open the back and it won't vent everyone on the inside. Now, if you haven't seen it before, very cool. There's a weapon slot next to every single door. Those will open up so all your friends can shoot from inside the ship. Everything about the ship is awesome. I love the way they did it. And I look forward to spending more time in it. Now, to take a look at what the sneak peek was, there were essentially... excuse me, I'm very clumsy. My character likes to drink in the mornings. What the hell did I slip on? Did I just slip on some moss? I wonder if that's going to be like a DLC where you get shoes with more traction on them. So what they showed us in the sneak peek was this section over here in orange. Now they also said that there was a little tagline saying, "I have my eyes on you." I think it's very clear that this is going to be basically a recon ship of some kind. And seeing this is a fairly large size ship, odds are this is going to be a heavy recon, likely. And taking, I guess, a page from the Terrapin, I wouldn't be surprised if we lose that top turret and that's replaced with some sort of sensor module or improved radar, or maybe some kind of optical radar, who knows. But I love the idea that this is going to be used for a variant. The hull of the ship, highly unique. I love everything about this, and I am very happy to see that there is some sort of variant. Now the question is, if you have one of these, will you be going for whatever the variant is? And I must confess that yes, this, if it's possible, will be upgraded into the Heavy Scout. I think the idea of a Heavy Scout is something that is, well, it appeals more to me. The dropship gameplay is something which, as I said in the beginning, is not something I've used much. And I think the Valkyrie is an excellent dropship. Now, this is supposed to be a stealthy dropship. So, you know, it's difficult. Without the actual game loops in place, it's difficult to decide. But I do see the appeal of a heavy scout of some sort. And if they can remove the interior there for the jump seats and put some, maybe a bed to log out in, I'm even more sold on that. So looking forward to, what is it, a week from now? I think it's the second week of this month where Alien Week comes in usually. Looking forward to what they come up with. The only possible problem may be if they make the Scout variant of this cheaper. So if the Scout comes in around $350, you won't be able to CCU this ship into it, which I suspect is what they may do. So if you do have some powder ready to go, open up those wallets, because what's going to come, in my opinion, is going to be awesome. I love the idea of stealthy scouts. Now, can a large ship be stealthy? Maybe with the right components on it. I'm also looking forward to seeing what they do with these anti-gravity, and I keep on calling them anti-gravity pods. I forget the real name for it. But I know those are also going to be used on a hover tank when that thing comes along eventually. So, looking forward to about 2 weeks from now. I hope this is something I can CCU into, because as far as dropships go, I'm not getting use out of it, and I will think I'll be pretty happy to upgrade into something which is a more useful, maybe, scout ship. We'll see. But otherwise, I'm a huge fan. Let me know what your thoughts are of the Prowler. Is this something which you'll hold on to, or will you be upgrading to whatever the new variant will be? I'll be sad to see it go, but I'm also happy to see this hull being used on something else. As always, if you enjoyed my content, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next thrilling episode of my opinion on stuff.